Hi, I'm Margie from Marjorie's Candies and Cookies, and what I'm going to make for you today are homemade marshmallows. I'm going to start by putting 3/4 of a cup of water, this is cold water, into a bowl and sprinkling, this is gelatin, 2 tablespoons of gelatin over the water, and let it soften up just for a couple of minutes. This is the first thing you really want to do. Okay? Now, give it a little shake and it'll get all. While that's softening up just a little bit, and then we're going to microwave it to get it nice and warm so when we incorporate it later it will be hot like the other ingredients. Next, I've already heated up 3/4 of a cup of water just to get it started. And we're going to put it in this is a 1 quart heavy bottom stainless steel pot. And we're going to add sugar to that, 1 cup of sugar, and 1 cup of corn syrup. This is light corn syrup. Corn syrup is a wonderful ingredient for making candy because it helps the candy to keep from crystallizing later on. It's a little secret ingredient. Just gently keep it moving until the sugar is dissolved. And this is going to come to a boil, and we will add the candy thermometer that is accurate. You can take a look at my little video on how to make sure that it's accurate by bringing it to a boil to 212 Fahrenheit. Then accommodating for if it's up or down. Now that the solution has become clear, it isn't boiling quite yet, but that's okay, it's getting hot. You want to add the thermometer in before it gets to be boiling. And cook this until it comes to 280 degrees. Okay? So it takes a little while. It's going to go up to about 220 and it's going to stay there for a while. You'll learn that about candy making, so you have a little bit of time. This is our gelatin that we dissolved in the cool water, the cold water, and it gets a little bit rubbery. It absorbs all that liquid, and we're going to put it in the microwave, and it will dissolve it now. We'll put it in for about a minute. This is pretty cold. Okay, and this is very nicely melted, and we're just going to let it sit. Okay, it just needs to be pretty hot when you add it to the other because you're adding it to that hot sugar. Okay, what we're going to do now is I have a container. You can use any kind of a container with sides on it that you like. And this is a piece of parchment paper, and I'm just going to, this was just a cut one. You can get any size that will fit in here. And I just go like this and try to bend down the side so it will stay. Okay? And then I'm going to take, this is cornstarch, and just go ahead and liberally put some on the bottom. It loves cornstarch. And the little strainer really does help. Okay? And that's all. I'm going to pour the marshmallow in there, and that will help to keep it from sticking later on. And now this is getting very close. I had to pull the thermometer off and put it sideways because there's less liquid in there now. And it is about 270. So we just have another minute. So I want to check this. And if it starts to get a little bit thick, I just felt it, it's very hot. If it starts to get a little thick, you may want to put it back into the microwave. Okay? And this is 1 tablespoon of clear vanilla, which I'll put in later on after it's been mixing. You want a regular stand-up mixer and a whip. Okay, this is just about there. It's going to take another moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this in. This is the gelatin. Put that in there. And we're going to plug in our... We're going to start it slow. Okay, with the hot... I'm just going to drizzle this in, trying to keep it from touching the side, and keep it very low. Don't worry about scraping the sides, it's not important. Slowly, over a couple of minutes, you're going to bring it up to very high, as high as the mixer will go. But it will take a couple of moments to do that. This is a very, very old mixer. This was my mom's mixer. That's fuming. Okay, now this is ready to put the vanilla in. So I'm just going to go ahead and dump that in. Okay, and at this point you can also put a few drops of strawberry oils in, or flavoring, or raspberry, anything that you like. And you mix it. You also can add a little bit of color. Like if I use strawberry color, I might want to use a little bit of pink. Just a drop of pink food coloring, just a drop. So beat this until it's all ready. Okay, now this looks like it's done. When you see how it's pulling and it holds its shape. Okay, so we're going to take this off. Put it over here. And we're just going to go sideways and let it go in. And you kind of want it to stay. You don't want to fill your whole pan. You're just using this pan. You want the marshmallows to be very, to stand up. Okay. Alright. And then I'm going to take, actually I'm going to show you a little secret by making them thicker. So bring this to here, and then bring this to here. Okay, and you can make them as thick as you want. Alright? There you go. And that should be fine. You have to let them harden up a little bit. It takes a couple of hours. We're done. Well, I took the marshmallows out of the parchment, and I just put them out here. And what I'm going to do is cut them and show you how to keep them from all sticking together. Okay, so I usually make my marshmallows pretty big. You just push down and just pull it away. Okay, and make them as big as you like. I dip them in chocolate, which I'm not doing right now for you guys, but I'm just going to show you how to keep them. And actually, a block like this freezes very nicely. Okay, I'll just do one more. Okay. And then you can, sometimes I'll take a little bit of this and just put it on. There. This is cornstarch. Okay. And either do this, or possibly you can just cut them with a scissor. Okay? And I like them to be odd shapes because when I dip them in the chocolate they look really interesting. Okay? And then you can take a bowl and you can put a bunch of cornstarch in. These are pretty big bowls, but this is what I use. I make millions of them. And you just drop them in and you toss them around. I actually attach these to spoons with chocolate and dip them, and then I incorporate that in with some cocoa. Okay, so you sort of just get all their sides coated. You can also add a little bit of powdered sugar to these. I brought this bowl over because you really can just get, if you're just going to leave them be, or even dip them, you want to get really all this cornstarch off. Okay? So you just bounce them around a little bit. Then you can just take a really, you'll see them in the black bowl a bit. They will stay nice and separated. They won't stick to one another. You can make a bag of those and give them away at the holidays with a bag of cocoa inside of a mug. Or you can dip them, which I will show you how to do that on another YouTube